up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we got another battle of the. So I have the Druid palette from, what is it? What's that? Fenty Cosmetica, and then I have the Unearthly Cosmetics Fairy Frolic palette. I don't know why it was so difficult to say just now, because I told you all in the initial video for this one that I felt like the Druid looked similar to my Fairy Frolic. So here's what both of them look like together, and as you can see, they do have some similarities. So I thought it'd be fun just to do an eye look with each palette and see how close the similarities are, so that way if you think about getting this one and you already have this one, or you think about getting this one and you already have this one, you can see like the comparisons between the two. So I'm gonna go off camera and do an eye with the Unearthly one, then we're gonna come back and do the Druid one, since it's the newest to my collection, on one eye, and then we'll see what the similarities and differences are. I'm gonna swatch in the back of my hand as usual to let you know which one is which shade before I start. So I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. But this one retails for $35. If I remember, this one was $38, and I think with shipping it made it go up to $41 for me. I believe that's how it went. I'll be right back. Okay? Okay, y'all, so this is what I came up with the Fairy Frolic palette. Here are all the shades that I swatched. So y'all know the deal. I swatched the Unearthly first, and then the Druid second. So Unearthly, Druid, you get the point. So these two are both from Unearthly, and I picked these two from Druid to see how they're gonna look, but that's pretty much what we got going on. So I'm gonna start off with the shade Old Growth. That's the one I'm gonna put in the crease. We're gonna put this one, what is this one called? Root on the outer V. And then we're gonna put, what is this? Serenity on the lid and in the inner corner, because I feel like that'll work better than trying to pick another shade. Although Bare Form might work. But yeah, as you can see, this one is quite darker than the other shade that we have on. This one to me actually was closer to the one I put on the outer V. But this one was the closest one I had to the mauve shade, so that's why I went ahead and used it. The other one is more of a darker brown, like on the outer V, so I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and, just use that. And as you can see, it blends out nicely and smoothly. I do feel like it's a little more powdery than the Unearthly formula, so just keep that in mind. More is gonna pick up in the pan. It's more of like the Dose of Colors formula. You know how a lot picks up the pan with that. It's giving that vibe to me when you pick it up. But as you can see, it's quite pigmented. I didn't have to dip in that much to do that much. So there's that. The Unearthly one isn't as powdery in the pan, so I did feel like I had to blend out a little bit more, but you didn't see that, or I had to pick up more. But I feel like the colors are actually looking pretty similar right now. This one just seems a little bit more red, and this one is a little more pink, but in the pan it showed a little more pink, so that explains that. Next, we're gonna go into the shade Root, the dark brown. It's not as dark as the one on the Unearthly side, unfortunately, so it's not gonna give the depth I was hoping for in the outer V. Like I wanted, I remember saying that when I used it before, that it wasn't as deep as I was hoping, but that's okay. And to me, this is giving more of a, I don't know, like a milk chocolate brown, whereas the Unearthly side is giving more of a, just dark chocolate vibe. But so far, I feel like you can see, you can get like a similar look. It's not going to be exact, it's going to be similar. So just bear that in mind, it's not going to be exact, it's going to be similar. Let me swatch the shade Bare Form. It's more of a gold shade, and there's a gold shade in the Unearthly one, so maybe I can just put it on top instead of this green, but this is the Bare Form one, so I'm probably going to end up putting that in the inner corner on this side, and then I'll try to grab the gold in the other palette. I have to go get it because I actually packed it up, because this is the last video I'm supposed to be filming, and I got to take the car and get gas in at the end, and then Adrian and I finally get to go home. And then I get to grab the Unearthly palette. The bunny showed up today, and get that. So here here's what, this is just a clean brush I'm putting it out with. Now, let's get some glitter glue going, and then I can do this lid. So I'm gonna come back and do the Juvia's Place Garden versus Glam Light palette tonight, and I'm going to do, what's the other one? The Bunnies palette tonight. So those are two palettes I'm gonna do later on tonight, but I'm gonna try to go see Nope, the movie there tonight with my son, and then come back and film those later on tonight after he goes to bed. So that's what I try to do. I like film in the daytime with him being here with me, and then if anything comes in the mail that I feel like I need to jump on, then I'll do that. Okay, the video is gonna go up tonight, and then we're taking the shades to Remedy now, and then the, hopefully the Bunnies will go up tomorrow. The foundation videos will probably come next week. As you can see, it's quite a lighter shade compared to the other side, so like I said, that's why I was saying you can get a similar look. I never try to say exact because, you know, it's not going to be exact. But I feel like a good majority of the shades I use were similar, or I'm using are similar. I wanted to make sure I pointed that out. I'm so hungry. My stomach is just over here like, please feed me, please. And I'm like, yes. I understand, girl. I do want to eat. Just trying to pack this shimmer. And then I'll go back in with the brown to try to mesh everything together, and then we'll put the inner corner shade on, and we should be good to go. So okay, we're gonna take the shade Bare Form. Pop that in my inner corner. Now let's zoom it on out, and let me go get the other one so we can see if the gold is the same or not. Give me a second. So put the shade Frolic next to that one. See, Frolic is a little bit deeper. See, Frolic's giving a little bit more bronzy gold than when we put in the inner corner, but we can still put it in there to make the color similar. So we're going to take Frolic now on top of the green I initially put over there to try to give them similarity in the inner corner as well. Okay, so let me zoom in real quick. So here's what the finished eyes look like now that I put the bronze in there instead of the green I initially had in it. Let's back it on up and talk about my thoughts about each palette and which one I think won the battle. And then you can tell me down below if you agree with which one I picked that won the battle. So I'm gonna hold them up together again. I'm gonna hold them on the sides that they're on. So this is the Fairy Frolic side, and this is the Druid side. So I like each palette for different reasons. For example, I like the variety of shades in this one a little bit more because I got a fun green matte. I have a deep enough shade for the outer V, and then I have this gorgeous mauve tone shade along with this because I feel like these two could go together nicely. These two could go there nicely. I feel like there's a wide variety of looks I can look at this and think about making because of the color story that Hayden chose for this palette. So I really like the color story of this one and the fact that the brown actually runs deep enough. Now, I love how foily and colorful these shimmers are. I love this really dark forest green in here. The disappointment to me is if I remember correctly, I told you I didn't like this shade Regrowth, and then I don't like the fact that this brown isn't like deep deep enough for an outer V. As you can see, it works okay, but I prefer this shade because I feel like it's giving more depth. This brown to me is more like my skin tone, but better type vibes. So I didn't like that about this palette. So if I had to choose when it came to the battle, as far as what we got going on with looks I recreated, I'm gonna choose the Unearthly side just because it's giving me more depth. It's giving me more of that mauve-ish tone I like, and it has a good variety of shimmers. Whereas this one, it doesn't give me enough depth in it. One of the shimmers I don't like, and then it just didn't perform as well to me as my Unearthly one. It's not that it's a bad palette. I'm not saying it's a bad palette. It's just more for what I go for. I prefer the Unearthly palette to the Druid palette. So the Unearthly one wins it for me, but you can let me know down below if you agree. Do you like this palette more, or do you like this palette more? But yeah, those are my thoughts. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.